everyone, and welcome to World of Darkness news stream after RenegadeCon. Here we are bringing you a lot of the news about the new releases and things that were announced during the RenegadeCon. And yeah, it's been Vampire the Masquerade, War of the Apocalypse, Hunter the Reckoning. Plus, of course, we had a new dev diary from Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 this week that actually shared a lot of information. So I should just jump straight in and give you all of that info one by one. Starting with a surprise announcement on RenegadeCon of Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition Gehenna War sourcebook coming from Renegade straight to your tables in August 2024. Now, you may wonder what this book is about, and this book in its premise as a sourcebook helper to enhance your chronicles is mainly meant for those of the players who want to enhance more combat-driven or action-driven parts of your chronicles. If you want to insert more oomph into that action in your game, if you want to get a little bit more ideas on how to use bestial failures, messy criticals, how to embrace the combat scenes and similar very dynamic scenes in Vampire the Masquerade, this sourcebook will give you a lot more mechanical information on that, as well, of course, as some of the lore, story, and other interesting things regarding Gehenna War and how elders are doing their machinations in order to meddle in the society of vampires. The book will also introduce some of the new factions. One of the ones that was mentioned briefly during the RenegadeCon by Kevin, the developer for the book, was one of the local equivalents of the Camarilla, which is completely different. So I'm looking forward to see what different weird factions this book is going to introduce and what is going to be their lore. But to go with the so far announced product information regarding Gehenna War, we are going to get the overview of the Gehenna War and its impact on the major kindred sects, rules for creating action-focused characters for action chronicles, along with proven stories to drop into any chronicle, new combat options and equipment, and distinct factions fighting in the Gehenna War, and more. Actually, it was always part of Vampire the Masquerade, and it was, something that we've been exploring a lot in 5th edition as well, going back with the Vain Pursuit, which was one of the first chronicles we've done online, which was very action-packed, but I feel like it's just one of those really cool source books for a certain group of players who want to get more of that context in your games. Blood Sigils, great for those of you who want to get more into that blood trade, blood magic sorcery, and Finbot alchemy. Bloodstained Love, let's get some romantic themes, let's get some drama, let's get some inter-vampire relationships getting completely messy. Gehenna War, let's get some action. So yeah, I feel like with all of these books on your library, you can build up some super deep stories in World of Darkness, and I hope you will enjoy this one. We will be getting a little bit more deeper into the context of Gehenna War and what to expect from this book later down the line in one of our developer spotlights, so we'll let you know when we will be covering this. And for the next announcement, Werewolf the Apocalypse Shattered Nation is a new source book announced for Werewolf the Apocalypse 5th edition. You might have remembered Scent of Decay already announced, which is the Chronicle source book. This one is giving more insight into Garou Nation, as well as giving some more information on the pack dynamics and pack types. So if you liked, for example, the coterie play and more coterie focus that Player's Guide has given for Vampire the Masquerade players, this one is going to be interesting for those of you who want to explore more of the team dynamics of the packs in Werewolf the Apocalypse. Of course, you will also get some more information on the rights, more information on the new enemies and antagonists which you can use in the game, and also 7 new lore sheets. So I'm looking forward to how this one expands the already pretty robust mechanics and rights choice of Werewolf the Apocalypse, and a smaller amount of lore sheets we had in the core book now expanded with another 7. So I'm really looking forward to what Shattered Nation is going to bring, and of course we're also going to cover this book in more detail closer to release. Both Gehenna War, this book, and the next book I'm going to talk about are planned for August 2024. So this summer, I hope you will be able to get all 3 at your tables and have some fun with them. And speaking of the third one, of course, it's going to be not vampire, not werewolf, but Hunter the Reckoning Incognito Report, which is the new source book. We are still waiting on Alma Matters, which is the second source book if you don't count the Lines Drawn in Blood, which is a chronicle source book, more like. Alma Matters is going to cover the world of hunters around research and universities and insight into like a more investigative sort of processes of getting to find your quarry, while Hunter the Reckoning Incognito Report is a really cool in-character book which is a little bit of an evidence dossier on 12 completely different creatures which you can use as a plug and play into your chronicles or as separate chronicles each. And more, it actually gives a little bit more information about the danger mechanic and how to use it during your chronicles. It also has new perks. It has a focus on urban legend, conspiracy theories, and moral panics, which I think is a pretty interesting theme. And it also has a lot of additional tools to expand your chronicles of Hunter the Reckoning, a system which is super close to my heart. I really hope that more people are going to jump on Hunter and enjoy it, because that is, for me at least, one of the ultimate horror systems to play in and really scare your players with the creepy monsters to throw at them. And I do hope that among those 12 fully detailed quarries that this book is going to introduce, there are some super creepy ones which we can use to throw some panic at our tables. So yeah, that's also coming in August 2024. That's one of the 3 source books announced, but that was not all of the announcements from RenegadeCon, because we do have more. One of them is, of course, Werewolf the Apocalypse Storyteller's Screen and Toolkit. So this awesome thing that you can have on your tables and storytell with, of course, is not only keeping your secrets from the players, but also giving you a lot of little cheats, a cheat sheet to make sure that you are going to keep on with the flow of your players and keep on with the flow of the game. So not only does it have rules that you need, like the basic rules of Werewolf the Apocalypse to base your chronicle on, but also example spirits. It also has some ideas in order to throw them into your game if you're running out of ideas in the middle of it. And it also has one full chronicle that you can run in the kit that is going to be attached to it, both in physical form and as a PDF. If you pre-order, you will be able to get the PDF for free. So yeah, I recommend to check it out in full glory of the image shared during RenegadeCon. You can only see the small picture of that here on my screen, and on RenegadeCon they actually showed a really cool big picture with this gorgeous art that is on this Storyteller screen. I have to say, might be my favorite Storyteller screen so far from the looks of it and from the art on it. It's actually pretty gorgeous. So yeah, Aware of the Apocalypse Storyteller's Toolkit is actually coming, I believe in June actually. It will be coming a little bit earlier than that. No, sorry, August. Also August, of course. I wrote a cheat for myself in there. So also August. Next thing though I'm going to talk about is coming out in June. And that is Vampire the Masquerade Rivals expandable card game martial law expansion. You might have known already that hunters have visited Vampire the Masquerade Rivals and now they are part of the game. Well, this time it is going to get a little bit more shooty patooty, and there's going to be more action coming on into Vampire the Masquerade and Hunter the Reckoning in Rivals, with the martial creed of hunters that are joining with the new cards in this expansion. Also its own dedicated deck, but also more cards for vampires. You will be able to get cards for Banu Hakim, Kadif, Ministry, Ravnos, Salubri, and Tsimitsi. So the last 6 clans which were introduced to Rivals. More cards in this expansion, plus the dedicated martial creed hunters. Vampire the Masquerade Rivals, for those of you who haven't checked it out yet, it's an expandable card game. You can just get the basic set, and it has a really cool clans. You can also get the Hunter and the Hunted set, which has basic Hunter decks. So there are 2 basic sets available, which have everything you need to play. You can expand it with all of these really cool expansions. It's all up to your taste in cards, really, and taste in decks and what you want to build. But it has a pretty big culture of play. There's tons of events all around the world. There's tons of Prince of the City tournaments where you can win the title of a Prince of a certain city. So I do recommend to check this out and check the vampirecardgame.com, I believe, is the URL for the game. Just check out Vampire the Masquerade Rivals in order to see all the events, if there's any event in your area, and do ask about it in your local TTRPG stores because they may be hosting some tournaments too. Renegade is also supporting local places which are trying to organize these tournaments. So if you are trying to, for example, do it with the help of your local store, do reach out to them because they will have some freebies and they will have some support for you. And with that in mind, we did also have some additional announcements from RenegadeCon regarding Play Renegade program. I recommend to check out RenegadeCon in full, or do check out Play Renegade program if you are participating in it. In short, it's a program for storytellers who want to expand their, again, local scenes, or if you're playing the game on streams, if you're playing the game online, visibly for other people to watch, then you can get some free chronicles and free scenarios. So I do recommend to check it out if you want to see some more chronicles that are pre-made and ready to go. And now for another big news of this week, we had a dev diary from Bloodlines 2, and this one dropped a lot. This one is the second dev diary regarding Clan Brujah, and as we were expecting, it's going to shed a lot more light on the faction and a lot more light on how to roleplay Brujah in this game and how exactly does it work. So, clan highlight for Brujah this time. First of all, can we just talk about this man? This is Silky. He's the primogen of Clan Brujah in Seattle. He looks gorgeous. You may not see it in the small screenshot I have in here. Check out our social media or check out the dev diary to see a bigger picture of Silky. He's gorgeous, and the looks of him are a little bit deceiving. He might look like a brute, but he's actually very outspoken, very charismatic. When you talk to him, it's like, I want to listen to this man. And yeah, Silky is a character that you will be able to meet in Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. He resides around the bar called the Dutchman, about which we're going to also tell you a little bit more soon. And we, in this particular dev diary, not only we were able to see a lot more new screenshots, which look really cool. I recommend you to check them out. They show the abilities and some of the locations which you might have not seen before. And also the ability screen. Yes, finally, we know more about abilities. We can talk more about abilities and how to build your own vampire in Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. But I don't want to put anything in the mouth of the devs, so I actually am going to speak the words of the developers of this game and tell you exactly how they are planning to deal with this. You can go to bloodlines2.com to read the full details, but to give you some more insight into the ability tree and how to pick your abilities, how it's going to work, here's a little note from the dev diary. You can dive deeper into the customization of your playstyle. This is done by visiting important Seattle vampires that are sworn to assist the sheriff, you are a sheriff, including offering their blood to help unlock abilities from their clan. Abilities from other clans may cost more AP depending on how well they align with your clan disciplines. Brujah disciplines are celerity, potency, and presence, of course, so if another clan has a speed enhancing ability, it would cost less AP to unlock that as an ability for a discipline Brujah don't have, such as becoming stealthier, which is a part of the obfuscate discipline. So I really like this because it works very similarly to the TTRPG system. You are not locked to the disciplines of your own clan. Of course, you can go full Brujah, you can go pure Brujah and just go purely with your own disciplines. It will be easier to unlock these very fast because they cost less. But if you want to branch out, you can talk to these important kindred in Seattle, about which we're going to tell you a little bit more in the future. We already told you about Silky, but there will be more coming, and you can, get a deal with them and get a deal to get some of their blood for some price. And if you get their blood, you will be able to enhance your ability tree with disciplines of another clan. That's how it works in V5, more or less. So you are able to unlock other clan disciplines, but it costs more XP. And you should also drink the blood of the vampire offset clan in order to unlock that discipline. So I liked how it's pretty familiar to people who play the TTRPG. It's pretty on brand. And also it lets you form some relationships with the kindred of Seattle, who may be very interesting. Silky looks interesting to me. I am very, very sold on him, and I'm looking forward to see other clans represented in the form of characters and see more of their abilities. So yeah, this is the end of the Brujah focus period for Bloodlines 2. We are waiting for the next clan drops. You can predict maybe which one it's going to be, and yeah, I am looking forward to give you more nice screenshots and more nice stuff from that. So that will be it for this week. I hope that you like this this little dev diary. Maybe not little, it's actually a pretty big dev diary with a lot of information. If you haven't read it yet, go to bloodlines2.com, check out that ability tree, check out Silky, check out the screenshots. I think they're pretty cool. The flipping finger screenshot with the Second Inquisition is probably my favorite. And I love the background in it. I love that location. It looks super gorgeous. So yeah, I will be joined by Hadi right now, who have prepared you something really special, and that is the board of really cool community stuff. Let's see what the community was up to this week and whether they were up to no good. Hello, 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 Hadi. Can you hear me?
You were underwater for a second.
Oh, am I underwater? Am I out of the water now?
Yeah.
I cannot swim
Yeah.
very well. I don't want to drown. Let me show you to everyone here in the room with us in our beautiful hall of madness. Hi, Hari.
Hi. Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very good. It was very sunny today, which is weird that I'm feeling good because of that, but I kind of am. Maybe I'm thin blood after
Yes.
all.
I got pinged by all the Europeans telling me to go out in the sun because the sun is out, because that's a thing you Europeans do.
Yeah, that's literally what we do. I was like,
Yep.
oh my, why am I inside today? I have to go.
And I said, no thanks. I'm not European. Everyone forgets. No thanks.
See,
Good.
you blended in so well with us Euros that no one knows anymore.
It's just because I speak one of the Euro languages. That's the only reason why.
And you eat croissant.
And
That's
I
fun.
croissant.
Croissant. All
Oui,
right.
oui.
The first thing I've seen this when you, because I checked your board, it's all yours. It's all Hadi's this week. I haven't contributed. I was very very lazy this week.
That's not true.
I'm
Busy is the word they were looking for.
And I've seen this one and I was like, tell me everything. Tell me everything. We have Clan
Yes.
Book Bali 5th edition. Let's check it out.
Yes. So this we got a message from Sky and Henry, who wrote this, saying that they removed the AI cover art and commissioned art for it. And I think this art looks amazing.
Amazing. That's so nice of them. Thank you so much for doing it.
And so to be perfectly honest, the Bali was never something I really enjoyed in older editions and the like older lore. But recently, I have brought it into 5th edition in a really minor way, and I'm enjoying homebrewing it. So I was actually really excited to see that someone took the time to put a clan book to bring them into 5th edition.
Yeah.
And so here, my favorite thing about this, of course, is bring the devilish clan of demon worshippers kicking and screaming into Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition, which made me laugh. Providing the reader with ample tools for players and storytellers. But what I really liked here is 10 new blood sorcery rituals and ceremonies of oblivion to harness the power of the dark masters you serve. Because that's exactly what I did. The very first thing I did, I said, okay, I need some ceremonies for the Bali.
Yeah, absolutely. And I like how, at least from this little blurb, I see that it's very 5th edition mechanics aligned, where you do not introduce, a new clan-specific discipline for each clan, and it starts to be a little bit more, you can branch out to various disciplines, which I really like about the system.
Yes.
So
yes.
that's nice. That's cool. I
Hmm.
wonder what's their like clan compulsion and bane. I want to
That would
know.
be, yeah, that I haven't gotten that far because I'm actually lazy, not busy, just lazy. Um,
I need
but
to
yeah,
check it
that's
out.
that's a good point.
Yeah, I've been like, recently bombarded because of Leticia, who's doing a lot of like super cool content in Brazilian Portuguese
Yes.
on TikTok, and she's been doing a lot of content on Demon. So I've been bombarded with Demon content recently, and I'm like, maybe I finally should check
Not just
Demon.
Demon, Exalted too.
Oh yeah,
She's doing everything.
yeah, and I'm like, I've never actually played Demon, so I'm like, maybe
No, me neither.
I should one day do it. But that's really cool. It's really nice to see this, and I feel like the cover looks really really awesome, and it looks nice. I could see myself playing these characters. That's fun.
Yeah,
Um,
I love the tattoo.
Yes. So yeah, do check it out. Also, if you are looking for other legacy-oriented like clans or bloodlines or anything like that, I do recommend checking out Storyteller's Vault if you want to like bring something to the fifth edition, because there's a lot of pre-made content already, which can bring some of the legacy topics into fifth edition in a way that is often very well merged with the modern rules. So I recommend to check it out. All right, good job, Sky and Henry. Let's go further to these wonderful LARP pictures.
Yes. So this is Kwame or Akimba. They are very often in the Twitch chat. But it says out with the full coterie in tow, and it was magical. It's been amazing to run my first VTM Chronicle with this crew. Everyone put so much energy into their looks, and obviously they did, as you can see by the picture. But we have Toreador, Nosferatu, Brujah, Ventru, Brujah again, and Tremere. And I just someday I would love to go out with a bunch of friends and dress up like vampires. Someday I'll do it.
Honestly, we should do it.
Yeah, we should do it.
I'm coming there. I'm coming there, and we're doing this. This is a
How about I go there?
yes, absolutely. This is a really really cool idea, and they all look really nice and really cool and look like they're having a
Yeah.
really good time. And I'm just saying, I'm not sure what city it is, but it looks very very vampire. Like just from these buildings alone, like it just gives me the cool theme for some chronicle. It's really
Yeah,
nice.
it looks like it definitely could be a cover for a Chronicle. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's really nice. Awesome. And now we're going to, oh, this is cool. Real Danger, Real Danger.
Yeah, I thought you'd like this. Today I did a tattoo design stream based around VTM and the Chronicle I've been storytelling.
Hmm.
This is my take on the Tremere clan symbol.
I love this. It gives me Ipsissimus Tremere
Mm-hmm.
vibes, you know, like Anarch Tremere, let's,
Absolutely.
or Sabat Tremere even, actually. Like that would be
Oh,
fun.
little Goratrix Tremere.
Logoratrix Tremere, yeah, yeah, that's something that could definitely work out, and it's very like aggressive. It's like I'm gonna like destroy you with my next ritual.
Yeah, definitely get the Goratrix vibes now that you point that out, more so than
Yeah,
Nemesis.
yeah, it's like I guess I have some nostalgia towards the anti-tribute symbols, but I feel like if I were like to do them nowadays, they will be like more like "Arr," like something like very crazy and
Hmm.
haphazardly drawn, aggressively drawn, and I think this is a very good example of this. I really like it.
Well, I have to say that if I could pick a theme for this board, which not really, but a lot of the themes of this board are sort of things that like where people are doing sort of their own things with Vampire the Masquerade or World of Darkness in general,
Hmm.
and I love that because I'm a person who does sort
Yes,
of whatever I want.
yes.
If you haven't noticed.
No, this is cool. And also, I don't remember if it actually made it to any of the books. Please remind me if it does. That might be like a behind the scenes info. But
Oh,
yeah, because I remember there was some. I saw some art. It might have been graffiti in Blood Hunt. Actually, now that I think about it.
oh, you know more than me about that.
Where clan symbols, it was like, you know, V5 clan symbol, but they were drawn in completely different ways. Like each of them, it was like a rose for a Toreador, but it was like a different rose on every single example. And I think that was street art for Bloodhound, actually, now that I think about it. And it's really cool because vampires in Vampire the Masquerade wouldn't use them like a Nike logo. Like it wouldn't be the same on
This
everyone.
sounds familiar,
Right?
but this sounds familiar.
I
But I
don't.
just don't remember what it's from. It
It
might have
was
been Bloodlines.
somewhere, but in general, that's the idea, right? So the
Yeah.
symbols are great, for us players to recognize the clan by a glance. But in the vampire world, among vampires, they would be altered, in between the domains. Like every domain would maybe have like a little different one, or they would be different when you paint them on the walls, or someone would have like a little, or try to be a little bit more low key and not be so easily recognizable with the logo. So they would be definitely altered in some ways. So I think it gives a good vibes for that. I don't remember where it was from, but I remember it from
But
somewhere.
I sort of remember this conversation. And it was a while ago
It was a
conversation, to be
while ago.
fair.
Yeah. I think it was like, years ago.
Because it's
But
not like we don't talk every day, all day long,
exactly. Oh my
with a million
goodness.
conversations going back years now. Good
So
lord.
so now we go to Blood Praxis. Ooh, a fine evening.
Yes. So this is from Tumblr, from Blood
Mhm.
Praxis, and I love this one so much. And it says girls' night out, or it's just one of those nights, I really, really don't envy the janitor. Girls' night out. Let's hope the janitor is masquerade compliant, or you might have one more problem. Hashtag nothing quenches the Friday night summer thirst like some fresh, fresh blood.
I love this. I love this. Also, is it just me, or the character looks a little bit like younger and a little bit more edgy Velvet Velour?
Oh my God, yes.
Right? It's just
Yes.
just give me that vibe because of the hair and the gorgeousness. But it's such a beautiful character too. I
Hmm.
love the splatter of the blood, the t-shirt with the little arm thing, and the hair is just really nice too. I really like
The
it.
hair is really nice, yeah.
Yeah.
It's that really chic, like hyper modern haircut.
Yes. All right. And now we
Which,
go to.
which she might actually have to cut every night, poor thing,
Oh no, that's
to get it to,
true.
to get it
That
to look that way.
Yeah, that is. I mean, it's if you are very committed to a certain look as a vampire and you don't look that way every night, you have to put some effort.
I feel like you would be that vampire.
I would be that. Oh my goodness, less
I
and
feel
less
like
these days.
the first thing you would do is go find a thin blood who could give you permanent tattoos.
Yes, that is true. That is true. Especially if my tattoos, like, if something happened to them after death, that would be sad. I would be like, no, I need to fix that. And now we go to Viserys.
Yes. So this is one they sent us pretty recently, I think last week. And it says Phoenix in their golden armor, who is a Toreador. It's been a struggle, but I paid for this with my tears, blood, and I think I hurt my shoulder, but it was worth it.
Nice.
And so this is obviously something a little bit more fantasy-like for Vampire the Masquerade, but it could very much apply to Dark Ages, which I'm sure you've heard me talk about a million times. I love the concept of Dark Ages vampire.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I love that too. You know who this reminds me of?
no,
One community member. You will know.
say
You
that
will.
again.
One community member from Vampire the Masquerade who is a super cool person and is doing.
Oh yeah. I'm blanking. I know exactly who you're talking about, but I'm blanking on the name.
I'm
I know
ta-
exactly who you're talking
no, I'm
about.
talking about Vampire Bait.
Oh, Vampire Bait. Oh, that's not who I
Yes.
was thinking of. Oh, I was not who I was thinking of. I was not who I was thinking of.
I think you were talking about the Morning Bride.
That's who I was. Yes, that's exactly who I
Yeah.
was thinking of. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but yeah,
yeah,
that's.
absolutely Vampire Bait.
You're right. You're right. Both of them wear armor or look great in it.
Yeah,
So yeah, but this.
and our blood.
Yes, yes, and this is absolutely like, just like when I see people in Vampire the Masquerade fandom who look great in armor and post pictures in armor, I'm gonna remember them. Like, I'm just going
Yeah, I
to
know.
ingrain in my head. But I just love the like, just the general quality of the armor rendering in here, and the fact that you have the texture of metal visible with the highlights and how it shines. Like, you can really see it's metal, and I love that. It's beautiful.
Viserys always does really amazing stuff. I hope they
Yes.
continue drawing content for the family forever.
Both you and this art and everything makes me want to have V5 Dark Age. I want that. I want
Look,
that for me.
I want that's like top of my I want this list, like
Yes.
way at the top.
Yes, let me storm Stockholm's office and be like, we want
Please.
that.
Let me storm stuff.
And then we have, oh, that's cool. Nux Tiger. Do I read it
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
So, like I said, a lot of this board is sort of stuff I tried to pick out of stuff like that's a little bit different.
Yeah.
For people who like to explore different things of Vampire the Masquerade than what's quote unquote stereotypical or standard,
Yeah.
however you want to put it. So this is actually a character who who was a werewolf who was embraced as a gangrel, which sort of comes into sort of old legacy lore of being an abomination. And normally the werewolf wouldn't survive, right, according to the old lore. But they've said no, this person survived. They're a gangrel. They were a werewolf, and they're playing them in a chronicle that is both a Vampire the Masquerade and a werewolf chronicle. And I
I
love
like
that.
that. I'm into that, mix and match. That sounds wonderful. And the character looks like it could belong to like a animated show very easily. And
I love the art style a
yeah,
lot.
it reminds me a little bit of like with like Cartoon Network animations that are just like very expressive and with nice like bold lines. It looks super cool. And you know who it reminds me of? Oh my goodness. In Pokemon, in Pokemon you had I don't remember which Pokemon it was, but there was this faction of these school wearing like bros who were rapping, and they were it was the sorry. It was
Skull
the
wearing bros in
yes.
Pokemon.
I
Yeah.
Chat will
Yeah.
know who I mean. Team Skull. There we go. Team Skull. Yes. See, it exists. Oh, they had the best music
Skull
theme.
Bros. You and me, Skull Bros.
Skull Bros. They had the best music theme of all Pokemon ever, and it just I love them. They're so funny. But yeah, it reminds me of this character, of these characters. They had like really cool fashion too, and they were cool. I don't know why I wasn't a villain in that game, because why couldn't I be a villain? It was better to be a villain because they were cooler.
Yeah, yeah. You'd be the person who would run, just race to join Team Rocket, huh?
Yes, exactly. They're the best part of this whole show. All right, and now we go
Oh
to
God.
basement art.
Yes. One of our ministry characters recently got initiated into the Church of Set. Let's just say the coterie isn't at all too pleased with this development.
I love this for her.
I know.
I love this
I
for
know.
her.
So do
Let's
I.
go.
So do I.
And the heart. It's that thing that they have.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, one of their fun things is where cause I know because I used it in one of my chronicles, like as a big plot point. They can remove their heart and place it somewhere else.
Yeah.
They take a aggravated damage, like a permanent aggravated damage for that, but they can't be staked unless you find where their heart is.
And if you find where their heart is, that's like basically for me, every single time someone introduces this thing in their chronicle, it's like it's a quest, like it's a quest pop up in the video game which says find the heart.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I tried to do in my chronicle. Didn't pan out that way because plot never survives first contact with players, but
yes.
That's what I tried for.
That's true. Oh my god, I have a deer outside of my window. I'm sorry. Okay.
Lucky.
Yes.
Let's stop. Let's stream the deer for a quick minute.
I cannot show my location, but yeah.
No, just like really hyper focus on the deer, like really close zoom.
I think it's some gang girl that came over here to just check out the stream and what we're doing. But yeah, like I love this art. I love the plot points mentioned by Basement Art about the coterie not being happy about this, because let's be honest, if you have one of your coterie members joining some kind of a cult from Cults of the Blood Guts book, you're like, no, this is gonna be trouble. Which reminds me how cool that book was. I like that book. All right.
Yep.
And now we go to Cynical Tuba.
Yeah, this made me laugh. So of course I'll bear it up here. We're family. Families talk about things. No, families ignore things until they go away.
No,
Edmund
not wrong.
I mean, I can't disagree. Edmund, the 1 week old Ventrue neonate, is forcibly gifted Leo, the previously mistreated Toreador ghoul, thanks to a charlatan Oracle Malkavian, which sounds like such a complicated story. So I'd like for Cynical Tuba to lay it out for me.
Vampire the Masquerade: The Darkening Spires. I wonder if we can get to know more by exploring the hashtag.
I didn't even. Oh, I did not. I just saw dark, and I thought I saw darkness, and that's what my brain.
I'll check it out on Tumblr and go on the hashtag spray to see a little bit more, because that looks super fun. And now we go to Grey Goulettes. I've seen that before. That's good.
Yep. So these made me laugh for such a long time. And it was, I could have put all of them up there, but there was a lot. So I picked these because were my favorites. And I love anything that's Thomas Arturo slander.
Yes.
So So Thomas Arturo, hashtag Pride Month, I'm bisexual. And Sophie replies, same. And Thomas says, this isn't about you. And I could see this conversation happening in Elysium, like for real.
I love that.
You can read the next one. We'll take turns.
And then we have Sophie Langley. Fletching said you were what?
And then someone talking to Sophie Langley, Thomas said you called Kadir a DILF at Elysium last night.
No comment.
No comment.
And how's recruiting Coterie members going? Me and D'Angela are on a date. What? We've adopted a child. Okay. That's me.
Yeah.
I
I
love
mean,
D'Angelo.
D'Angela's the best,
I
right?
love D'Angelo. I loved Kadir and D'Angelo. If I could just have
I
like
would
go on a baseball match with both of them and just enjoy my time, I think I would be I don't
I
know.
would call Kadir a DILF in a second, in a millisecond, and lose my head and be so worth it.
Yeah, that's true. I think I would annoy the living hell out of Kadir if I was ever a vampire in New York. I love these great golettes. Thank you so much for the well-needed laugh.
Amazing.
That's super cool. And now we go for TikTok. Something from Laura Tutu, who was here in chat with us.
Yeah. Thought it was
Yes.
funny.
Let's check it out.
Fuck.
Yes.
Just screaming.
It's
just
you.
screaming.
It's you.
I know it's me. I'm aware of that.
It's also every single storyteller I've ever played with. I've never played with a storyteller who would just, be like, you know what? Let's have some good time. No, it was like always let's suffer, which is great. It's what I want from the game.
Well, I find, I do this, and I do this like a lot, and ouch, right?
Yeah.
But I find it's really important, especially when you're doing World Dark Game, is to have some moments of brevity, or even a whole episode of brevity as much as possible. Because otherwise, if everything's so dark, then you can't you can't feel the feelings anymore, because you come a little bit desensitized to it. So
Yeah.
I like to do this a lot. I am guilty of this, but I also try and put in some levity into the games.
Yeah, I feel like it's a good mix and match. Someone was writing about it on X recently on Twitter. I remember who it was, but someone wrote that like it might be a hot take, but one of my favorite things about Vampire the Masquerade and World of Darkness is combining like the dark stuff with really really funny moments and
Absolutely.
and it's not all storytellers can do that, but I feel like it's sometimes also about the good chemistry in the team. And people just, bumping from each other with these, like, sometimes funny things, sometimes tragic things. So it's all about the cooperation, jolly cooperation.
So sorry, you have to send me stuff on X. My algorithm has been so messed up on X. I haven't been on there like
Same.
any real amount of time in a long time.
Same. I cannot even like. I am being fed a lot of good things because I follow a lot of really fun people, but I'm also fed a lot of really horrible things. So
I follow a really lot of fun people too, but I don't see them on my feed.
Yeah, it's a mess. It's a complete mess these days. So if you're experiencing this, we are in the same boat.
Oh God.
Yeah. Now we go to Matt Stormcrow Mayo. Okay. I want this again. Yeah. That's so true.
I know, like, you and I are both huge fans of Thin Bloods, but you can't not laugh at that.
Yeah, I love this. And also, yes, you're right. And also that's why females are terrifying and you should be scared of them.
I agree.
Like, imagine that you are preparing your whole unlife to fight against the elders who will one day rise and wage a war against you. Meanwhile, you're being defeated by a Fimbos who can walk in the sun and makes alchemy from Mayo.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and I'm sorry, and those are again things, dark theme, dark world, but you can also use that as moments of levity, and it's important.
Yeah, it's like some horrifying poison that melts a skin of a vampire, and he's like, "Is that blood? No, it's ketchup."
The question in the chat is why mayonnaise though? The better question, Laura, is Why not mayonnaise?
Why not? Why not? Also,
Why
mayo can
not?
be when you know when mayo
It's basically fat. And if you really look at a lot of these alchemical recipes, quite a few call for fat or even human fat. So
That's
why
true,
not?
actually. Yeah, and you can replace these things. So
Mhm.
yeah. Oh my goodness, I remembered when my Finbot had to do Far Reach, and he
Mhm.
is a Thanos Corporis Finbot, so he had to consume it. And he needed magnets, so he found fridge magnets and he grated them and he sprinkled his sandwich with them because he also has eaten it.
Absolutely.
And he was, because there was no other way to consume it, so he was like, maybe, like, I was imagining myself, like, what I would do if I had to consume magnets. I would probably, like, grind them into a burger and fry it so it's like some in the meat and you don't feel it. I don't
So
know.
you had the, I can't remember what the name of it is, but you were the Athenor. You actually swallowed the stuff.
Athenor corpus, yeah,
Yeah,
Athenor
Athenor
corpus, yeah,
corpus.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fun
That's
stuff.
fun.
Fun stuff. That was a beautiful
You know
board.
what's worse? The worst one is when you have to force someone else to eat the stuff.
Oh
That's the
yeah,
worst one.
yeah.
I couldn't
When I
even
was
do it.
designing my character for a chronicle, I was like, I was reading all of these, Finblood alchemy details. No, I'm not picking this one. That's no.
I got to admit, I'm lazy. I go right for fixatio. That's my sweet spot. Is I just
Yeah.
cook it all down in a pressure cooker. That's fine for
Yeah,
me.
I thought that it would be funny for my Finbot because my Finbot is very food driven. He really likes food. He just likes eating, and especially fast food and like junk food and something completely unhealthy. So I was
Can
thinking like,
someone write that down? My character is very food driven. Outstart 2024. That's
it's
amazing.
like my dog, like, like
My
I got
character is
inspired.
like my dog, food driven.
I got inspired by how my dog acts, and I was like, yeah, that's my Finbot.
Outstar, could you describe your character for us? My character's like my dog, food driven.
Exactly. It salivates a lot and it is food driven.
I'm
Anyway,
sorry.
that was a great board of beautiful things. Thank you so much, Hattie, for
You're
preparing
welcome.
it. I will be wrapping up right now,
Mhm.
and I will see you later. So,
Oh, y'all.
see you. Bye bye.
Bye.
And that is all for World of Darkness news for today, but that's not only all. One more thing I want to share with you is this is the last time we're doing World of Darkness news in this particular format. We will be still streaming and uploading videos on YouTube, so you will be still seeing content from us, of course, but we are going to do something new. After we'll be back from a little break, starting from spring, you may expect some new kind of content and the news. If you want to tune in for more, you'll be able to, of course, check them out on our Discord in the form of the bi-weekly updates as well as the website articles. We will be sharing all of them and more information with you for social media, so you'll be always updated on what's coming on with World of Darkness and our products. So yeah, thank you so much. That's been a really cool over 100 episodes of World of Darkness news we've had so far, and I hope that you will enjoy the new content which we will put on this channel in the future. In the meantime, do not get lost in the night, and goodbye.